Question everything in pursuit of your purpose. Ask yourself, what if?
Well, thank you guys for joining us for another live episode of the Pursuit of Purpose podcast series. What are we doing? And today we're going to talk about a pretty hot topic. It's all over the place. It's in the news. Everybody's talking about it on social media. And that is the WNBA. Yeah. And the question that I ask is, are they serious? And what I mean by that is, first and foremost, is the WNBA, or can it be considered a serious sports organization anymore? And the reason I say that is because it seems like their only claim to relevancy these days is to go political or to go scandalous.
Controversy.
It seems like they've lost so much societal interest that it's hard for them to gain traction, gain sponsors, gain money, support without some kind of controversy.
That's unfortunate.
And I'm on the complete opposite side of the spectrum.
Okay.
Because
I said it seems like.
I know, I got you. I really feel like the WNBA is the premier league right now. I would rather watch the WNBA over the NBA any day. The competition is way better. The games are, the storylines are better. Everything about it is better. You just don't get the high flying dunks. That's about it. You get everything else.
I'm not going to argue with you, Ken. It's some good basketball.
Most definitely.
I've literally been around basketball. My dad played semi-pro basketball, so I was born into the game. You know, watched it, played it, coached it, and I had a daughter, so coached a lot of those girls until they got handed them off to high school coaches, and that is some top level basketball. That's unfortunately, it seems. That's our word this morning, Rob. Seems as though it's being shadowed under some type of promotion that seems keep using that word, friends, that seems to be unnecessary. Why is that? Why is it necessary to be political or to be divisive? Play the game as good as you can, because they are good. They are good players.
When y'all say that they're making it political, can y'all kind of expand on that? Because I don't think I'm up to date on that part.
So, I mean, you called me yesterday.
Yeah. Talking
about the current, the latest one is Sophie Cunningham. A lot of discussion about her. But before her, it was Caitlin Clark. And before her, you mentioned some other names to me. And you have to forgive me because I'll tell you guys, I've never watched a WNBA game. Not a single one. Never seen one.
So, question.
So I'm not an expert.
How do you remember Sophia Cunningham and Caitlin Clark?
Because of you.
Was it because of me?
You taught me about Caitlin Clark and sparked any interest in it at all with me, because I didn't even know who she was.
Phenomenal.
I had no doubt about that. No question about her ability. But it became scandalous because you brought it up to me how she was doing this and that, and the discussion that you and I had was, how come she gets all this attention and these other players that are just as good or whatever don't?
Well,
that was a discussion that you and I had some time ago.
Yes, and it wasn't that she's done anything. Like we were talking about on the phone, I don't think the players themselves are as disruptive or divisive as the fans. The players themselves, man, I don't like Caitlin Clark. I don't think it has done anything that's divisive. It's just the audience, man. The people, I can't even say fans. It's just the people that's commentating.
So we've got some people in the chat on TikTok. And by the way, thank you guys for joining us. Whether you love us, hate us, just like us a little bit, whether you're here, we're grateful that you're with us. Thank you. Yes. But we've got somebody in the chat on TikTok saying, and his name is Dance, and I'm going to go ahead and address a couple of comments that you got there.
Come on, talk to
Hey, Leslie, it's good to see you. Thank you for joining us. But Dance says, the black man is in enemy territory. And then Dance says, these white men would lynch his...
So fast.
Can
I address that?
And then he says, it's the Republicans that don't watch.
So look, shout out to Dance, bro. I appreciate you chiming in. I see what Dance is coming from. He want to make sure that his brother is okay.
Remember the sign for help me. If you need help, throw that out there. Do you need help?
I'm within family, bro. This
There
is
you
family.
go.
You feel
Thank
me? Like,
you.
yeah. So we good, man. I understand what.
Check our archives. Ken's been our friend a whole lot longer than we've known you. Dan.
Yeah, man. So I understand what his concern lies. I understand that, but we're family, bro. Ain't no lynching and stuff. It ain't that type of party, bro. It's not that type of party.
That type of party.
Yeah. And let me say this. We have opposing views on a lot of things, but one thing we have is love and respect for one another. So it's never that type of party, bro.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So one of the things that came when you reached out to Rob, he told me what we're going to be talking about.
Mhm.
So I just had it in my thoughts on and off the day, this morning driving in, whatever. And one of the things that dawned to me is, and you kind of brought it up, I think rightfully, the players play the game. That's
Yes.
really all they care about, and they get a short window of opportunity. 10 years tops till their body just can't do it anymore.
Mhm.
So they get as much time, that limited amount of time, to promote things like their brand. Now you see them at the college level, and you kind of start to see it at the high school level, and promoting their brand and to maximize as much as humanly possible. So being on the court, being on television and what have you, helps that. Now that's the player side.
Mhm.
From the league side, they actually hire a promotion company to promote their league. Now, I don't know who these people are, but unfortunately, I guess they have the idea if we help promote controversy, we're winning. And that breaks my heart because it takes away from the talent.
So
that's just a perception.
I'm gonna tell you what I've seen, and you can tell me how you feel about it,
Mhm.
right? So the controversy, I feel, is within the fan base and the viewers that really don't know the game or the players.
Mhm.
And what happened is there's been a split ever since Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese were in college.
Yeah.
When Caitlin Clark lost to LSU,
Mhm.
they villainized Angel Reese, and she has been the villain ever since she beat Caitlin Clark, or her team beat Caitlin Clark's team in college.
Mhm.
And it's unfair and it's unfortunate because she didn't do anything that Caitlin Clark didn't do herself.
Likely.
She took the same thing that Caitlin Clark did to many other girls when she was winning and talking about, you can't see me. And then when she lost to LSU, Angel Reese got her back for the week before. She had done that to Angel Reese's friend. So Angel Reese told her, you can't see me. As a matter of fact, put a ring on it. Because they just won the championship. And ever since then, look at these good old girls. They start calling the LSU girls good old, and they've been villainizing Angel Reese ever since then. And it's like I say, it's not the players, it's the audience. It's the people that's viewing the headlines, that's weighing in on these different topics. The only thing that I could say that the WNBA should do better is the way that it promotes their players. They don't promote everybody the same way. They promote for headlines and for attention. So they'll promote Caitlin Clark as the best player on the Fever team, even though Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell was doing way more in that game. They'll still highlight Caitlin Clark 13 points and Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell just put up 28 and 30.
And what do you think the reason is for that?
To cause controversy,
Maybe.
I feel like they have an invested interest in making Caitlin Clark the star.
Well, and currently, and if that's their intent, currently, what's the number one most recognized name in the league right now? Well, it's Caitlin.
But I think that's by
right now it's Sophie.
Well, maybe, but
I
I really think if you were to ask, say an older person at your church, 70-something years old, they would probably recognize her name, just like they would recognize LeBron's name,
but
and they would recognize Michael's name.
I think it's a difference. I think with Caitlin Clark, it's by design. It's not through her works.
We're about to get into a whole other category I did think about this morning.
Talk about it.
I mean, and I'm going to use a word that is a little bit of a common vernacular.
Okay.
We as a fan base,
Yeah.
we're being played.
Yes.
It's like watching wrestling.
Yes. That's exactly what it is.
Remember, I mean, I grew up, hey, folks, I grew up in Mid-South wrestling. That's how far back my fan base goes. Junkyard Dog, Jake the Snake. Call me sometime. But anyway, that being said, it reminds me of the heroes and the heels, you know, and
that's exactly what it is.
Yes. And the heels had fans,
yes.
Even though they were the bad guys, people loved to sit there and watch them. So it's almost like the same promotion tactic is being used in this league. And that's sad because, again, it still takes away from some beautiful basketball.
So Keith 205 Alabama says the media is trash. And that's a fact. We do. It's an unfortunate truth that the American public allows the media to manipulate our conversation because we choose to be entertained rather than educated.
Yes.
We choose to follow the flow of whatever the media sends our way rather than seek out the truth or information for ourselves. And that's really a sad thing. Like it applies in politics, it applies in sports, it even applies in community relations.
Right.
So oftentimes.
That's right. So follow those numbers. Anytime something has multi-million-dollar viewership, the fan base you're talking about, I mean, the perverted minds of the media are going to get in there and do the best they can to extract as much as they can.
We got Edgar Vasquez on there. Deputy Dreamer's watching.
Hey,
good to see you,
yes,
Edgar.
sir.
It's good to see you. Big Daddy says, sorry, can't watch you guys try to tear down one of the greatest WNBA. He is racist.
Wow.
Who's tearing down somebody? I don't
think so.
I didn't hear it.
But see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. People listen with their emotions instead of through logic. Nobody has said anything to tear down anyone. We just said that the way that the game is promoted, the way that the players are promoted, is unfortunate because it causes the division that he's talking. And that's crazy because that was literally the next point I was going to bring up.
Okay.
It's how people don't listen, don't use logic. They let the media tell them how to feel. And what truth is, even though they watched the game with their own eyes, they still let the media tell them what went on.
Right.
So I'm going to tell you guys what prompted this show today. It's kind of a fascinating turn of events, how it all happened. So my wife is on Facebook. I'm on Facebook, and she saw this meme floating around, and it was a meme of what's the young lady's name that fouled Sophie Cunningham?
Dejanay Carrington.
Her. It was a meme showing her with the inside of her arm smashed against Sophie Cunningham's face, and her head bent back like that. And she was, everybody's seen it. Yeah. That shot, that photograph, and there were some words with it. And I shared it. And my sentiment that went with it is, if this is how the game of basketball is being played in the WNBA, why would anyone want to play in it? It's supposedly a non-contact sport, right? Basketball. I played street ball when I was a kid, and we hit hard. But that's not what the WNBA is supposed to be, right?
So
let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So that was my sentiment. I've never seen a WNBA game. I have no feelings, positive or negative, toward any of the players by right as far as their ability, because I don't know. Never seen any of it. But when I saw that picture and then I saw the accompanying videos that went with it, it aroused something in me that said, this is not sportsmanlike. And then a fascinating thing happened shortly after I shared that picture. There was a lot of comments, and then you were in the comments, but I shared another one. And the other one was Sophie Cunningham saying, I did this in a game the week before the same way that she did it to me, and I was ejected from the game. She was basically saying, I'm guilty of this same thing, except that I got ejected.
But once again, you have the players.
I didn't know about all that.
Yeah.
But still, does that make more sense now? Like, she admitted, say, I did the same thing.
But that goes to what I was saying. It's the players themselves, I don't feel, are being divisive. Like they saying that they're taking everything that comes with the game. It's the fans and the media. They looking at this and they're picking and choosing what they want to have outrage about. That's the reason why I was I say it's fake outrage. because when Angel Reese got slammed on her neck, nobody cared. They made jokes about it. They made memes about it. It was funny. But then when they see it happen to someone that they hold in high regard, now all of a sudden it's too much. It's like, come on, like you can't pick and choose which one you want it to be. Like, are we gonna be upset that they're falling too hard, or are we gonna laugh and say this is part of the game? Which one? But we can't pick and choose.
So we got somebody on here. Sean Davis says the WNBA is 80s NBA ball.
For sure it is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I do remember the
Exactly.
80s, like, you know, when we had Spud Webb and Michael Bird and
Michael Bird.
I mean,
Larry
Bird, Michael Jordan. I was adding the two names
I
together.
got you.
Michael Jordan. We had, what was his name?
Magic,
but we also
Isaiah
had Thomas,
all
John
of them.
Sally,
Joe
Joe Dumars,
yeah.
Magny State,
Yeah.
What was his name that played for the Spurs? That was my guy.
Oh, George Gervin.
No. I can't think of his name right now. Real
David
outspoken
Robinson.
Christian. That's David Robinson.
Yeah.
I love that guy. But back then, man,
If you remember the Iceman, send the note. George Gervin.
it was that was pretty raw ball back then.
Yes. Now I will say this though, and again, growing up when the NBA was part of our life, especially those players, and thank you for that reminisce.
Yeah.
Though during the season, it wasn't as rough. Maybe it was contact, but not as rough. Now, when you got to the playoffs, because even the key players, the stars of the league, knew we need those guys in the play. We don't want to hurt them in game 50. We're going to need them when they start playing off toward a championship. So you don't break a Michael Jordan, in games 50, 60, 70. You wait till we're past the 80 games into the playoffs. And that's when actually most people viewed in, probably with the perception that the whole season was that way. And it wasn't. That wasn't how the season ball was played.
The Pistons, the Cavaliers, they played Jordan like that every time they played him.
Maybe not in the season so much, some, but not now. When it got to the playoffs, they beat the snot out of it.
But also, that's analogy because in the WNBA, the full game isn't played that way. They're showing y'all clips of stuff that you probably get like 2 or 3 plays like that, and it ain't even on the same players.
Yeah.
Per game. The rest of the game is just basketball.
Right.
Just normal basketball.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like they just compile. Like that's why you think they have so many screenshots of pictures and they just keep showing these same pictures because there's not a lot of video. They're gonna have to keep showing you the same video over and over and over.
For sure, because there's probably aren't as many as we're being told. Again, promotion to the fans.
Exactly.
Let's get that emotion going.
Yeah.
Promoting emotion. Now I will say this, and I've seen this with a couple of players off the air. Whenever guys play like that during that rough type ball during the regular season, there's a lot of locker room talk. Like, hey man, don't mess up what's getting us paid. You put the star on the bench, people are going to quit watching. You want people to watch the whatever team that you play on, you got to keep our star on the floor. So don't play like that or they're going to come back at us. They're going to get revenge, at least to put fans in the stands so that we can make some money between now and a championship.
So as a basketball standpoint, what are y'all thoughts on Sophia Cunningham?
Sophie Cunningham.
Sophie.
I don't have any thoughts because I don't know anything about basketball. I'm not an authority on that. I've said that over and over again. I admire athletes of all kinds, and I just know very little about it. And I'll let you finish, but I want to ask a question of you. Go ahead.
I think she is I want to say a top tier WNBA player. She's got the skills to be there, and I think she is an above average player. She should be on the court a lot, and so I would give her a lot of props, as we say, for being a talent in the game of basketball.
Cool. How about everybody out there in TV land? What's y'all thoughts? Put it in the comments, please. What are y'all thoughts on Sophie Cunningham as a player, strictly as a player?
Yeah.
Now, I will say this. What she seems like as a person, she seems like she's got strong character. She seems that way.
Yeah.
I don't know her personally, but she seems to be, I am this way, and you don't have to like me, but this is how I am.
Right.
But Sophie has ended the game several times with 0 and 2 points. What about that is top tier?
That's not her single play. She's not on the court to be the scorer. A lot of the Celtics ended with low points because it was give the ball to Mike or give the ball to Larry. That was their game plan. Same with the Bulls. There were Bulls that made it all the way to definitely Hall of Fame status because of their championship, and a few of them were top 100 in their career.
So
but it was give the ball to Mike.
So her job isn't to be a premier scorer. Then what is she there for? Just to rebound and give the ball to
rebound, defense, every other aspect of the game.
And that makes her an elite player.
That makes her an elite player because she can play at that level, doing those skills to promote the girl that's going to put the ball in the goal, and that's going to be the center. Can't remember her name because they have that.
They do have, yeah,
she's good, and of course,
but she scored.
Gunner.
Well, you still have Aaliyah Boston in the backcourt too.
Mm-hmm.
So these things is if these things are to be true, why do we have so many reports in media outlets talking about how trash Angel Reese is? And she rebounds, plays defense at a higher level than what Sophie is doing. But she get hated on because they say that she can't score. But she's shooting at like 60-something%.
I don't know.
Most games.
Why do you think that is, Ken?
I think it goes back to fans not really being fans. I think the WNBA have a lot of haters, so they get attention. But everybody isn't fans. I think they're fans of players due to the narrative and headlines, but they're not really fans of the WNBA. So Caitlin Clark has fans, but they don't like basketball. Sophie has fans, but they don't really like basketball. Because if you really liked basketball, you could talk about something with her, like you were saying.
So what would they be a fan of if it's not their game?
They just like the headline. They just like what you said. I like her character. It's like, okay, cool.
If you'll notice, I didn't even say I like anything. I just said
no.
Like a person of good character.
No, I'm just saying what I'm witnessing because I'm in a lot of sports groups.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I had a sports podcast as well, which I'm wanting to bring back. Right. But I hear that a lot. It's like a whole bunch of people. They talk about how they like Sophie Cunningham, which I actually like Sophie Cunningham, by the way. I like Sophie Cunningham and I like Caitlin Clark. I think both of them are phenomenal. I actually like the Fever. The Fever is a great team. The team that they play for, it's a great team. It's definitely a championship contender.
Yep.
So when I say these things, I'm actually just attacking the narrative that's being pushed, not the players. So that's my thing. It's just the picking and choosing on how we're going to praise one for one thing and then talk about another for another thing.
So what do you think? If Angel Reese's name is part of the narrative, what do you think her perception is of how she's perceived?
I really don't know. Like, to be honest with you,
maybe she likes it,
but
maybe negative attention is attention, and she gets commercials.
She gets
paid off the court.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I really don't like that mindset because that's horrible.
Oh, of course it is.
No. But I'm saying that's horrible. That's a horrible way to look at things because it's like, okay, let's villainize this person, and because they capitalize off of the negative attention we give them, then we say, okay, well they probably like it. No, they don't. Like nobody likes to be villainized. Like they just make the best of a bad situation.
And I ain't gonna say nobody likes to be villainized.
I know.
We started talking about 80s ball, and I remember a man. I'm gonna bring it up. Dennis Rodman. Back in the day, Rodman wanted to be the villain. Yeah. He wanted to be that guy so much that he made himself look fluorescent out on the field. I mean, out on the court, so that people would pay attention.
In Angel Reese,
I'm about to do something crazy.
In Angel Reese's case, she had they was doing some questions after the game, and she was crying because she was saying how if she has to be the villain, for her team to be successful, she'll take that role on. That didn't seem like somebody that wants to be a villain.
Right.
Okay.
It sounds like somebody that just said, okay, well, if you're going to charge me with a bunch of these things, just make sure you treat my team right.
Okay. And so you're saying that it seems like she's backed in a corner and kind of pushed into being a villain status. Is that what you think?
That's what I believe.
Okay.
That's what I believe. But and as for Angel Reese, just so we clear, she's not even one of my favorite players as on the court. I love what she does as in business. I don't really know her personally. I really don't be checking out like interviews of any of these people other than AJ Wilson. That's my favorite.
AJ Wilson?
Yeah, that's my favorite.
What is she all about?
Bro, she's all about everything, bro. Unity. She into hard work. She takes time to talk to the kids. She's just a perfectionist. When you look at her, the reason why they can't stop her, you ever see her pregame warm-up? She practices against 5 men by herself.
Really?
Yes. She plays the power forward to the center position, but she could play all 5 sports on the court. She could bust a 3. She has a mid-range. She could play inside the paint. She's excellent on defense. Like,
I love that. That's how you
that's your
game.
girl.
Yeah.
Get yourself some variety in your game.
Who does she play for?
The Las Vegas Aces. No,
the Vegas Aces. Okay.
Which I want a jersey in every color.
Come on.
Yeah. I'm gonna give me a WNBA jersey.
So what do you think she thinks about all this that we're talking
I
about?
can tell you exactly what she thinks. She thinks that it's unfortunate because she talks about it, man. She's very. If you ask her a question, she's gonna give you an answer.
Okay.
Right. But she talks about how it's unfortunate. She talks about how she wished that that they took more things into consideration as for a league purpose, right? As in how they call the games and how they rough the games. But she also talks about how she keeps her head down, let the coaches be the coaches, let the front office be the front office. She just show up to do her job. And that's what she not holds herself accountable for, but she also does it for her team. Last year they got blew out by like 50 points.
Okay.
And she sent a message to her team, something to the effect of, if you're not upset about this loss, don't show up to practice tomorrow. Wow. And when they came to practice, like, they got on it. And what happened is they made a run all the way through the playoffs, straight to the championship, and won another championship last year, all from that 50-point loss, which is a great testament.
So she's a leader within the team.
She's definitely a leader. But she's been there since high school. She's a champion in high school, champion in college, and champion in the WNBA.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is. That's impressive. I like that.
Now ask how much attention she gets in mainstream media. She gets overlooked.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think is the cause of that?
It just, like I say, a lot of fans only came in with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. So that's all they know. Everything else is prehistoric to them.
So Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark have beef between each other. Is that like
not really?
No. I'm asking. I don't know.
I don't think they're friends, but I don't think they are enemies like the media or like the fans would like for us to believe.
It's a propagandized beef. It is a manufactured.
They're competitors,
but it's a manufactured rivalry.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily between the two of them. They've been pitted against each other publicly by the media. And
their fans base are more in competition than they are. They have been rivals since high school. They played against each other since high school all the way to now. And they've both been back and forth and getting the best of each other.
I see somebody we all friends with on here.
Okay.
I'm going to say hi to Big Rich Green.
Oh, what's up, Rich?
The Apache Chronic joined us.
Hey, that's my guy, man.
See you, man.
Shout out to Rich.
So
that's a good brother right there.
So I have a
man.
challenge, and I started doing this some years back just to see what would happen. Is I started watching sports with either mute or I would turn music on, and then I just watch the game. And nobody's talking in my ear. Nobody's promoting. When commercials would come on, I would completely leave the room. I don't want to see the commercials. I just want to watch the competition. And I challenge you guys. You know, it's an interesting way to watch something that you will probably enjoy, but with zero commentary, no promotion whatsoever. And I know those guys are just doing their jobs or whatever, but I just wanted to see what it was like, and I kind of liked it. I ain't gonna lie.
Bro, I'm so into
Mega MX1 says Angel Reese is not a very good athlete. All you have to do is watch her clunky movements. And then they said Angel is tall. Okay.
Yes, tall.
I don't know anything about it.
But see, I can guarantee you that person don't watch the games. Because that's the same person that'll tell you that her rebounds come from me-bounds when 81% of her rebounds come from the defensive side of the court. So it can't be all on her. And then how can you have so many missed shots and get your own rebounds and still have such a high shooting percentage? Like, when you look at the numbers, the argument doesn't make sense.
So a me bound. This means that you shot the shot, missed the shot, and then caught the rebound and shot it again.
Yes. So Angel took that and trademarked me bounds, and now she sells me bounds merch because not only does she get me bounds, she gets your bounds too.
That's great.
So
So that doesn't bother me. Like I don't see that as a negative stat.
but they hate her for it. They hate her for it, bro. So you know that.
My favorite promotion I heard was when she got the McDonald's contract, and because everybody I know that they don't really care for McDonald's food, but they'll go get those Angel biscuits. And I go, that's genius. Whoever thought of putting her in the McDonald's commercials, that was smart. And because and she does, she's holding a little breakfast sandwich. I'm like, that's genius. I know.
I love to see all them girls winning, man. Like Caitlin Clark got a shoe deal. I think her shoes look nice. A lot of people was hating on them.
Wickety Splitter. Kevin Bailey, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining us again on the show. He's a loyal participant with us. He chimes in every week. Thank you for joining us again. He says, is Allen Iverson the best, shortest player of all time? I don't know. Spud Webb was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And I think Spud was.
He has nothing on AI. What's his name?
Kevin Bailey.
Yeah.
Kevin Bailey. Shout out to Kevin Bailey. Yes.
Yeah.
The answer is yes.
I mean, Iverson's good. I mean, I have no argument about that, but I really enjoyed.
Hold on. Wait a minute. No. I think for Allen Iverson, you got to look at people like Jason Kidd. Who's some other ones? You got man, you got some good PGs out there, man. Richmond, they had a short dude named Richmond. I can't think of his name.
Yeah. I tell you, an undersung guy was
top 3
that didn't really get the promotion was TJ Ford, played for Texas.
For sure, yeah.
And he was an excellent point guard and still is around. I mean, he's not totally out of the ball, but he's just maybe not in the NBA. But
Kevin Bailey, maybe you can help me with this, man. What is Skip to Malou real name? Because he played for the Rockets, I believe, and he was phenomenal, man. But I just think he had a short career. But I can't think of his real name. You know Skip to Malou?
No.
Do y'all know
Raptor Alston, Jesse Martin,
Ray for Austin?
Ray for Austin.
Yeah.
Ray for Austin. Okay.
Y'all never watched the N1 mixtapes? Oh my gosh.
Good stuff,
bro.
Oh my God. Y'all missed the whole era of basketball.
Well, I've never been a basketball.
Do you
like
know?
a big basketball
Do y'all know
player.
Jason Williams?
Yes.
I don't.
Yes.
Yeah, White Chocolate.
White chocolate.
So he was on the N1 mixtape.
Okay.
Like he was a fan. He said that's what helped him develop his game. Not just N1, but he definitely got some stuff from the N1 tapes.
Yeah, he was good. He had a good game for the NBA.
He had a quick shot, bro.
Very, and could pass. His hands were humongous.
Yeah,
he could pass anywhere.
We're going to hit a couple of earlier comments that we kind of didn't get to. One of these to follow up on the discussion you were having a second ago with Mega MX1. He says, "I watched the highlights. True, but admit she's clunky." Something about Angel.
Facts. I get exactly what you're saying. It just if I can acknowledge that she is clunky, you got to acknowledge that some of them shots they be looking like she just jacking shots up. They be going in. I can't explain it. Right. They be going in, bro. Like so, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So I mean, to be honest with you, Tim Duncan was a little clunky. But he learned how to master his game. Stacey King was a little when he played for the Bulls, a little clunky. But he learned to work
Stacey King.
He learned to work within his game.
Yeah,
and he was great at Oklahoma, and he was good in the NBA.
I did not understand how he was in the. I probably feel like him. Yeah. I didn't understand how he was part of the NBA. I'm like, how is this dude in the league?
6'11" and athletic is gonna get a look. You know, I mean, that's just the way that it is. But now, if you want pure mechanics. Now you got to look at Kevin McHale, clunky, but figured out how to work with that body and became, an all-star and more. And but then you had guys that were just super athletic, like Hakeem Olajuwon. The guy was a soccer player. He didn't know basketball until he was about 19, but that's how you do it.
But man, Olajuwon has some of the best footwork in the game.
Oh, he was actually. This is a little talk, but he could go left or right, with his feet, and that comes from his soccer career.
Cool.
He was.
I didn't know that he was soccer. So Kevin Bailey says, "Was MJ the greatest '90s athlete?" I'm going to say this: no, he was the greatest '90s basketball player, but not athlete.
Okay,
who do you think was a better athlete?
Man, I don't know. But he wasn't. And the reason I say he wasn't the greatest '90s athlete is because he made that attempt, like Bo Jackson, like all these other athletes. He tried to cross over into baseball. He tried to cross over
so
into
we're
golf.
going outside of
Well, I mean, you
basketball?
can't just say greatest athlete
I got you.
and
I can
they're
agree
in one
with that.
sport. So, I mean, honestly, Bo Jackson would have been a
Most
better
definitely.
athlete all the way around
Yes.
That's
than
right.
MJ. MJ was the
Yeah.
number one greatest basketball player, in my opinion,
Yes.
of all time.
Yes.
Like, I don't, and y'all can hate me, love me. I don't care
No.
about what you say about LeBron these days. Great, wonderful. He's doing great.
Yeah.
But he ain't as good as MJ.
That's a fact.
Like,
Yep.
That's a fact.
MJ ruled the court.
Yes.
Like, dominated.
Yep.
And he led in the locker room.
Mhm.
He brought the team wherever he wanted it to go.
Right.
And
Right.
that is a true athletic leader. That he was the guy. But
Man.
greatest athlete?
Bo.
No.
What?
I think Bo knows.
Who you think? But what about Dion?
Yeah,
Oh,
Dion
wow.
did good.
Wow.
Dion did good.
Yeah.
Man.
That's tough, man. Why you got to bring that up?
Hey,
Yeah.
man.
Confuse the people.
Yeah.
Hey, because
Making things
he was
difficult.
excellent in football and,
Yeah.
and baseball, just like
Right.
both.
Right.
Well,
And
Bo,
his career lasted longer, so you got to give him the edge on
yeah,
that.
you might win
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had a great personality,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he got into broadcasting. You know, he got into
He's been
commentary.
winning at everything until he got to college.
He
football.
might take that one.
Ooh. Oh, this is Colorado's year, man. Come on now.
So, what do you think, Kevin Bailey? You think you think?
Oh.
He's throwing Mike Tyson in the mix.
Oh,
Nah,
wow.
bro, not-
Yeah.
I love Mike. Don't get me wrong. I
He
love
was
Mike.
good in boxing.
Yes, but
Yeah.
not an all-around athlete.
No.
You know, when you got a player like Dion and Bo who can finish their baseball, and both of them played for playoff teams. They played for the Braves, played for the Royals, and so they played well into the fall, and then would come out and go play football
Yes.
with no football preseason. I mean, very little. They've just stayed in shape. That is phenomenal. That you could switch from one week to the next week and start in a whole nother professional league.
Here's a question for you. Do you think the same thing that hurt Bo helped Dion?
In what way?
So going from one sport to the next without any rest, Dion say contributed to him having longevity. He felt like it kept him from sitting still too long to where aches and pains didn't really sit in, so that he never really had like injuries like that.
Mhm.
But that same thing is what caused Bo knee to blow out on him.
Yeah, well, Bo hurt his hip first.
It was the hip first.
Yeah, but he remember he was going on a sweep
Mhm.
around, and
I thought it was his knee. I know what you're talking about.
and then he because remember it was all torn up in there. So that was a football injury.
Okay.
I think if something like that, and you know, Dion's fortunate he didn't have that level of football injury.
He was
Well, if you
smart.
look at the two men,
Yeah.
Bo was built heavier lower half.
Oh, for sure.
Dion was more lean.
Yeah.
Like Dion was a whole different body structure.
Right.
Like
But Dion-
his body structure,
Yeah.
it lended itself more to longevity and
Right.
durability.
That's a fact.
Bo
was built-
Jackson was built
was
like
a
a tight end.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he had them massive legs
Sure.
and all that,
Like Earl Campbell.
like just
Like-
explosive. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
that doesn't lend itself to
Yes.
longevity.
Yeah.
It does. Like
Right.
it's unfortunate. It's just the truth.
But Dion was also smart. He when you see him back there, he was trying to either break up a pass or intercept the ball. Right? So it wasn't a lot of physical contact.
Mhm.
He wasn't in on a lot of tackles.
Not like Bo.
No.
Exactly. So
Yeah, he wasn't pounding.
No,
like
no.
poor
So
Bo
fast
did.
food fast food Guido says, could this year's WNBA All-Star teams beat the 2015-16 Yukon Lady Huskies?
yes.
Oh, that was a quick answer.
Yes. But that's
I don't know enough.
that is a good team. That's the team. If I'm not mistaken, they had Breonna Stewart on their team as well.
Mhm.
And Breonna Stewart was also on the WNBA All-Star team.
Mhm. Mhm. Had Rebecca Lobo, had a bunch of girls.
But you also had Aja Wilson on the All-Star team. Caitlin Clark was on the All-Star team. Kelsey Mitchell, I believe, was on the All-Star team this
I
year.
think you're right.
So,
Yeah.
bro, you got some
Yeah.
talent, man. Like
Yeah. It's a good question though, because
It's
that
a
was
good-
probably one of the best
they won all
college,
4 years. didn't they?
yes, one of
Yeah.
the best college runs of college women's
Facts.
basketball ever.
At that time, wasn't, if I'm not mistaken, UConn men and women was winning.
Yes, I think you're right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, no, good call, man. That's good memory right
So
there.
to answer Kevin Bailey, yes, we were talking about Deion Sanders. That is who we were talking about.
Yeah.
And I think based on the argument, Deion might have gotten the best athlete of the 90s.
I think so.
He might come away with it. Let us know what you think, Kevin.
Yeah.
We'd love your input. I mean, I don't discount Michael Jordan at all. And I don't discount Mike Tyson at all.
What about Dante Culpepper? Dante, he was cool.
Yeah.
He was cool, but I don't think he was the best quarterback.
No, I don't think so either. No, he was good, but he wasn't the best quarterback.
Yeah.
No.
So I got a question. Couple of things. Because I'm not a follower of the WNBA. I'm not an aficionado. I'm not an expert about basketball in any respect. Okay. And I missed a lot of the recent controversy. Okay. There's this thing that everybody does. And I was watching the UFC fight with Conor McGregor, came out and disappointed everybody. And, we didn't really get a fight. He just kind of, what happened. But leading up to that fight, Sophie Cunningham was there.
Mm-hmm.
She actually performed like a ring girl for one of the deals there. And she did the pose where she pointed her finger like that. What is that? What happened that she pointed her finger like that? What was the circumstance behind that?
So the game got kind of scrappy. A fever game.
Okay.
It got kind of scrappy, and the coaches was the refs was breaking the scrappiness up. It wasn't no punches blown or anything. And one of the girls was pointing at another girl on the opposing team was pointing at one of the girls on the fever. So Sophie Cunningham was pointing at her like, okay, I could point too. So and it just became a thing.
Because it looked so sassy.
She pointed at the girl all the way to the girl, went all the way to the other side. Yeah.
It was kind of traumatic.
Yeah,
It was one of those big points that was made right in front of God.
I love Sophie Cunningham, and she might not be a scorer, but she's a personality that the WNBA needs.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
and it's speaking of, you mentioned Dennis Rodman. His scoring in the league he's at the bottom of his era. It's his rebounding and his shot blocking. That's why he
was way at the top.
Defense, yes.
His fouls was way up.
Well, there was that too. For sure.
That was because
that was his
played the game. Yeah.
That was his job.
What I find great about him, it just for so many reasons, I think his personality is kind of fun. But first when he came out of Oklahoma, he came out of Phillips University. He was so shy, but he was just an incredible athlete, and the Pistons knew that. So they kind of basically morphed him, and then later the Bulls picked him up, which happened to be their rivals. I thought that was hilarious.
Man,
that dude cashed in. Good for him.
Not Deion. Dennis Rodman is hilarious, bro.
Yes.
He had a rivalry with Alonzo Mourning in the game. They going back and forth, man. And I guess Mourning had told him that he was talking noise to him. So he gets to the free throw line, and Jordan is shooting the free throw. Dennis Rodman is standing up there. He looking at him. He looking him all in his face. They're supposed to be sitting up there like they get ready for a rebound. So when it's the second shot, he turns his back to Mourning like, I'm not even worried about this dude. MJ shoots the shot before it even go in. He just starts walking down the court.
Oh, that's awesome.
The blatant disrespect, bro, is crazy.
That's what he was, though.
Yeah. But the society we live in now is so sensitive. That would be all on the head.
Oh, it would.
That would make that political. It'll be racist. It'll be all types of stuff. And that's two black people, but they're gonna find a way to make it racist.
Right?
I'm telling you, bro. Like you can't even have a good time watching sports without the nonsense, bro.
So I'm gonna bring up 2 points. Number one, if any of you out there watching this show, participating in the show, thank you for doing that. But I would challenge you to look at Dennis Rodman's actual story. His story is inspirational. Look at how he actually got into the NBA, where he came from in his life. He is a true American success story. He came from nothing. He was homeless. He was sleeping on somebody's couch. Thought he was worthless. He completely reinvented himself and became an ultimate success in the NBA.
Right.
Whether you love him or hate him, whether you understand him or not, look up his story and read about it. It'll inspire you. It's pretty amazing.
Coming out
story.
of that, he I mentioned a moment ago, he went to Phillips University, which is just a little old NAIA school in Oklahoma. It was associated with actually Phillips Petroleum up in Bartlesville, and he was 6'10" and about that big around when he first got there. But 6'10", you're going to turn out a 6'10" kid for an NAIA program. You're going to work with him, and at some point he turned the corner and he became committed to his game. Whatever all that was that he grew up in, he finally blocked that behind him. And then his body started to grow. his game, by the time he got to the end, I mean, he was averaging over 40 points a game, just dominating, and he was going to get a shot at playing at the next level. But the cool thing is, about that point, like the book Atomic Habits, by that point, his system was set. He was just getting better and better and better and better, and then committed himself to being one of the best rebounders in the history of the league. He said that. That's what I wanted. I want to be known for the number, and he would fight for just about everything he could get. And then, of course, eventually it paid off. The game came to him, and he could play it really, really well. And a compliment. He was on a great team. He was a good part of those teams, and he got trophies and rings to prove it.
And people don't realize he could actually score.
Yes.
Like, he could score. He just chose to stay focused on rebounding and defense.
And he liked defense.
Yeah.
I really think he really enjoyed playing defense,
right?
Bothering people.
Yeah.
Like I just think that was part of his personality. So back to where we were. You brought something up that's been in the headlines, been talked about a lot. It's actually it's I hate this, but it is relevant to the conversation.
Okay.
How does Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, Angel Reese, how do all of these discussions about these female athletes, how does it always seem to come back to some form of race problem?
It's going to always come back to some sort of race problem because it's just exposing a deeper issue in society. For one, the two, they are married to each other, and it's been that way since the beginning. Their exposure to the rest of the,
metaphorically speaking,
yes,
I'm hoping.
Yes, metaphorically, but their stardom came based on a racist theory. They felt like Angel Reese were being racist towards someone that they held in high regard, which is Caitlin Clark, and they felt like it was embedded in everything was just embedded in racism. It was a divide. It was like, this is our darling princess over here. How dare you? And then you got this group over here saying, this is our darling princess. She's the best. Now you got two rival sides saying, this one is ours, this one is ours, this one is better, this one is better. And it's been always that way. So no matter what they do, until they show up together and show that they love each other, it's going to always be division. So it really is going to take them two to put their differences aside. But how can they? And they in the middle of competition, they're in the middle of a battle. They're going to have to just mature and grow up and say that this is big enough for both of us to where we need to show some solidarity.
Ken, do they truly have differences, or is that what we're being told?
No, I don't believe they have differences.
Here's why I bring this up. We brought up some early era basketball.
Mm-hmm.
So in the 90s, like going from the 80s to the 90s, that was kind of my era. I was, college age and all that stuff. And I remember there was a fair amount of racism at the college level. You had, basically Duke and Georgetown and all this kind of stuff going back and forth. But by the time those guys, the players themselves, got to the NBA didn't have that. The NBA did not have a racial problem. And so that's where I started thinking and I appreciate you bringing this up. This is starting in the hearts of the fan base, not in the players and not in the people around those leagues. Because when you go back and talk to, let's say, some of the guys at Duke, that was a mixed team. They had a lot of play, Grant Hill and all these guys from all over the country, and they didn't really understand that. Now they could watch TV in the hotel room. They knew what was being said, but that had nothing to do with them.
You talking about the Fab Five?
That's Michigan again, same era for sure, And I mean, what a beautiful, I guess what do you say? I guess a beautiful promotionship from Michigan and Coach Fisher to go all over the country and bring in the absolute best talent for the Fab Five. That was beautiful, and they dominated. I mean, everybody was playing for second place during those years.
But I think to answer your question, it's a lot of things going on at the same time. You have the audience and the fan base that's split, but then the mainstream media is capitalizing on the split. So they're promoting things in a way to keep the division going.
Mm-hmm. My question was, why did we not see it in the NBA during that era, though?
Well, that's the reason why.
Okay.
Because they wasn't into, their money came from unity.
Yeah.
The WNBA didn't have no money. Their money came in on division.
There it is.
So
this,
in order to keep this going, this money flow coming, I got to keep y'all divided.
So is that going to be part of the solution? That they're going to have courage about some of the money base and go, if you're going to come in with controversy associated with your money, keep it.
No, what you're going to have to say, what they're going to have to say is, it's not about the money. We want to be unified here.
Yeah.
But if unity never brought me any prosperity, and I got bills to pay, and I want to keep my job, I might want to keep up the division.
And that's the thing that's unfortunate. It's not going to be a they thing. It's going to be an us thing.
Yeah.
We are the problem. And that's a point that I constantly make on this show is that we, the people, we, the consuming, viewing public have got to learn to turn it off.
Yes.
Have got to learn to ignore the division.
Right.
So here's where it gets tricky. And this is where I think we might fall on different sides. That's easy to say. But when you have a president and an administration that falls into the division, now you have the sports podcasters and the sportscasters, the commentary, the machine that is the WNBA that's promoting division. Now you got Congress and the administration, the president that's buying into the division. How can we, the people, say there's no division? It's like everybody around it is saying that this is divided, this is wrong. And they're feeding into your inner thoughts that you probably wouldn't even let come out. You know how you can have a thought, but logic says that ain't true, right? So then when you have someone says, see, this is wrong, and this is going, they're feeding into what you would have normally just overlooked.
So if that's true, if everything you just said is true, how does it oppose the argument that I made that we, the people, need to stop participating, need to stop consuming, need to stop giving attention to the division? If it is true that it goes all the way up to the White House, if it's true, and we stop participating in it, what then would happen?
I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna tell you why that is a uphill fight.
It doesn't have to be.
But listen to me, it's a uphill fight that I really don't see us winning. And forgive me for my pessimism, but I just feel like it's embedded in our cell phones. You know how much time us as Americans spend on our cell phone, how much information we're downloading that affects our feelings and thoughts, our perception of reality. It's all infected in the division that's being pushed to us. It's all propaganda.
So what's our responsibility?
You would have to have a generation or a society of people that say, I'm not going to get my information from mainstream media. I'm going to put the phone down and take the time to read and watch and pay attention instead of letting someone tell me how to feel and how to think. But is that realistically going to happen? No.
Well, for clarity purposes, you use the word winning. What would be your definition of winning? You say it's a fight that we can't win. What do you mean by win or winning?
When I say win, I mean that the majority will never pick up that mindset.
So do you believe that?
I really do.
And I'm gonna say that because you're my friend.
Yeah.
That breaks my heart.
It breaks my heart too.
Because I do believe that we can as a people, and I'm gonna do that to the day I die. It's who it starts with. One.
Yeah.
Me.
So
starts with you. Starts with Rob.
So this is how I feel. I feel that as we travel and journey through this life, we attract like minds.
Yes.
So we build our own small community. But in that community, I think you would be doing your community a disservice if you told them that you are the majority. You're not the majority. It's not a lot of people that's going to feel the same way you feel. They're not going to see the world the same way that you see the world. And you're going to have to be the difference maker. You're going to have to show up and show love when people hate. Look at how many people, like, we're all three of us on here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I get called a racist. But instead of me saying,
they called us racist first. Remember they said we were going to lynch you?
Yeah.
That wasn't calling you racist. That wasn't calling you racist. That is a fear from the division where you see two Republican white. I don't know if y'all are Republican, but you see two Republican white guys that's talking about something that's so sensitive in society
that brother, you is in enemy territory, man. You need to be careful.
You don't think that's racist?
No, I don't think that's racist.
It's
at all.
very presumptive.
No,
At the very least, it's prejudice.
Why do you say it's prejudice?
Well, prejudice just simply means to judge ahead of time.
I thought prejudice was to.
It has nothing to do with color.
No.
Prejudge. I thought prejudice was to desire something over the other.
That's covetousness.
Okay, so it's to prejudge.
Yeah. Prejudice means to judge before.
So somebody looked at that on-screen image and made a prejudge. Oh, so that's the image. This must be what's going on.
Then your post was prejudice.
How?
Because you prejudged a foul based off of a screenshot that you seen with no context.
I made no judgment. I simply asked the question.
Based off of what?
Based off what I saw. I said, is this the way this sport is played? And if so, why?
I'm gonna go back to the Facebook post and see, because it's a lot of stuff that I see on Facebook that be on your page, bro. And it's like, okay, this is this. And I'm like, that's not what that is. Mm-hmm. But I accept it because you don't know. Right.
Which is in part, which I'm very glad when Rob said you had asked to come on, because we need to look at basically little things like that are being pumped, as you said, through our phones and other medias in our society, so that adults can sit around and go, wait a minute, let's fine tune that clarity. Because
with that.
Yeah, what we're being told probably ain't even so.
Exactly.
But if we don't dialogue about it, to me, honestly, Ken, that's winning. What we're doing now is winning.
I understand. I understand it. I just feel like the majority says, is this the WNBA or WWE? I'm confused. What is happening here?
That's all I said.
Questions.
There was there was no prejudice.
So I'm gonna tell you,
my part.
I got you. I'm just saying on others, like on your page, period. Maybe not even that post. But look, let me.
Well, show me where, because there's my whole page.
We'll go to it another time. But look, this what I'm talking about is stuff like, so that post had been going around. It was viral. Everyone had been talking about this foul against Sophie Cunningham, right? Well, I don't want to put a person name like that, but the news had put it out, and then you start seeing people talking about these thugs and it's like this so derogatory. And then another person put it out, and then another person puts it out, and the commentary is the same. Like the dialogue is the same. It's more derogatory conversation about one particular side. And then I see on that particular post, is this the WNBA or WWE? Well, why would you call it WWE? It's like, what about this look like WWE? Well, then when you start looking at the comments, you start seeing more of the same comments. It's like, bruh, that's not even what's going on. It's like, I don't know. It's just the whole way of looking at it is just, you're looking at it wrong. So then you present it wrong, and then people feed into it wrong. It's just a whole bunch of wrongness. It's like, it's just the WNBA, bro.
Well, as a non-basketball watching person, when I see videos and pictures of women slamming each other, it doesn't matter who it is.
She didn't get slammed. She didn't get slammed, but Angel Reese did get slammed, and nobody said nothing.
If I would have seen that, I'd have said the same thing. But I didn't see that one. I only saw this one because it was sent to me. I have no control of that.
I got you, but we have to. This is my thing. We have to ask ourselves why. Why are we being shown this and not the other?
Well, you saw the other. You didn't send it to me.
Because you know why? Because I don't even put these type of things on my page. I'm not gonna send that to you. It's like, why would I send that to you when the narrative behind it is so wrong? I know that that's not true. I know Caitlin Clark. I don't believe she's a racist. So when she poked a player in the eye, I believe that it was accidental. It was a part of the game. So why would I share it? Like, why would I share it? It's like, bro, it's a part of the game. It's nothing to me, so I don't think to share it, right? So when I see these things, I'm like, okay, we're sharing it with this negative connotation around it, it's like it's just all built on negativity that's going to gain more negativity, and we're going nowhere fast. We're not going nowhere. We're going somewhere that's very negative fast.
Well, what I found fascinating, and I shared this too. I mean, as soon as I saw it, I shared the post and said, "Is this the WNBA or the WWE?" And then very shortly after that, I shared that other one where it said, Sophie Cunningham says, I did the same thing as she did to me, and I was ejected from the game. And I was really proud that she was willing to say, hey, I did the same thing, y'all. Basically she's saying, don't hate on her for what she did, because I did it. I'm guilty. You understand?
Yeah, I mean,
the only difference was she was not happy that in her situation she was ejected and the other lady wasn't. And I don't get into all that. I'm not splitting hairs because I'm not a that one. But the point I was trying to make was you made a statement that the stuff I post is prejudice.
Not everything.
Well, I'm offering you my whole page. This is
but I'm not about to scroll through your whole page.
But I mean, anything you see that it is prejudgmental on my part, I want to know, because typically I post things that are provocative to get people questioning or thinking.
But that's the thing, though. I don't feel like it's getting people to think. I feel like it's getting people to respond to the emotion that they have that may not necessarily be built on truth.
How do you feel about this? And is it true? It's another WNBA scandal, and it's an actual thing that's going on.
I feel you.
And I think it's beyond ridiculous. So what I showed him was a post that I shared with 2 NBA basketball players who have decided to say, well, now we're women and we're going to apply to play in the WNBA.
But they're not going to try to play in the WNBA. What they did was something that was very smart. They wanted to show, okay, well,
how stupid it is.
Exactly.
Yes.
So
I get it.
So they wasn't trying to be in the WNBA, but I do appreciate them for bringing some light to the dumbness.
It's so stupid.
Thank you.
Thank
you. And it's in the off season. It probably is happening right now in some preemptive fashion. Whoever the board of the league is in the WNBA is going to have to reframe their articles of incorporation.
Oh, for sure. Most definitely.
And you know what's going to force them to do? And I'm sorry, this sounds super conservative. It's going to force them to define what a man is and what a woman is.
All they got to do is watch Kindergarten Cop.
Todd's Kindergarten Cop. That little boy says it.
And that's what's so crazy to me about where we are as a society.
Yeah,
that we really have to sit down and define what a man and a woman is.
It's embarrassing in the world.
And that's earlier in our show today is when I said, there's almost like the same people who promote those divisive politics are the same promotion company that the WNBA hired. It's like, folks, hire better people, because WNBA, you just got sucked into a socio-political conversation you don't have any business being part of. Promote your product because it's good, and the girls are good, and move on.
And this is something that I had an issue with ever since the beginning. Right? It's not Caitlin Clark as a player. It's the fact that they highlight her. They highlight her in a way that is I don't think it's cool, bro, because you overlook so many women that are doing great to highlight what you want to be. It's like you're trying to make her to be the face of the league, and just let her earn it. Let her earn it like everybody else. I believe she can. I believe she can do it, but you're trying to make it happen. And what I mean by that is, for instance, there was a game where Caitlin Clark, I believe it was last season, she scored like 28 points in the game, and it made ESPN, right? And then that same night or the next night, Aja Wilson scored 48 points in a game. And instead of the WNBA and ESPN talking about Aja Wilson's 48 points, they put up a stat showing that Caitlin Clark scored 52 points over a 3-game period. What is the point of it's like, so But how it was presented was a picture of Caitlin Clark, and it said 52 points in big bold letters. Everything else is in fine print. What is the point of that?
Manipulation.
Yeah, it's like, what is the point of that? Like, bro, like now you're just making fake stats.
Well, yeah, and like we said earlier, we the people have got to turn the media off. I kind of like Chuck's idea about silencing the screen while you're watching sports, so you ain't got to hear the drama and bullcrap, of the commentary.
I'm with you until we watching football. I need that commentary.
You need that. Well, you want to be that commentary.
Exactly.
I know what's up. I know what's up. Well, man, we've been on here for about an hour now, and it's been really fun. Really appreciate you joining us today. It's been a great, spirited conversation.
Most definitely.
And just for everybody out there in the audience, thank you guys for joining us. And I'm going to let everybody know we got nothing but love for Kenneth. And I'm going to encourage you. You're going to get your podcast back up and going.
I am.
Where do they find you at? What are they looking at?
The podcast is going to be on DJ Man TV. That's DJ MANN TV on YouTube, on Facebook, and Instagram. You can catch the podcast on there. All the behind the scenes work of what I do is on there. I do have Texas Media Coalition where we highlight things locally. But that's it, man. You can find me on there.
All right. Well, thank you for everything you do in our community in Southeast Texas. We appreciate you coming on, being a guest on our show today. And appreciate we appreciate your insights and even the little spirited debates and everything. None of that bothers us. We love that. So thank you, man. Thank you for being a part of the pursuit of our purpose. Thank you to all of you in the audience. We hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Stay tuned. We'll be back here same time next week on Tuesday at 10 for another episode of the What Are We Doing live series of podcast here at Pursuit of Purpose. Y'all have a great day, and we'll talk soon.
Question everything.